Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I haven't made a video in a while. That's because I just feel like I'm not so sure exactly what I want to make more videos on. But today I felt inspired to just do a general reading for you on what your next steps to healing are. So it's going to be, that's kind of a vague question, but once we get into it, I feel like Spirit, the universe, is going to guide us for answers for you on how to get to your next step of healing in very specific ways that are still general, but specific enough for you to get some healing and some clarity in your life. All right, guys, let's hope for the best. So I have 4 feathers here today, and yes, the feather does tell you something about what you need for healing right now and what's going on in your life. So each feather is a different pile, and we have 4 here. So I have this little feather here, this big white feather here. This feather here is actually fluffy. I don't know if that makes a difference for you when choosing. And then this one is just multicolored and large. So feel free, take a moment to pick your pile and focus on healing. All right, let's get into it. Hello, pile number 1, and you chose this smaller feather. Now, just so you know, this is actually a feather of a peacock, and the peacock is only he is 9 months old now, and until he is 3 years old, he won't form the real peacock feathers that we know and love and expect from a peacock. So what you should know about your healing is that it's only just begun. You're starting to really scratch the surface. These are the first feathers, that dropped. So you just completed your first level of healing, or you're just entering into it. Now this feather has been shed. So that means that you probably have left something, shed something, and have begun your healing. Okay, we're gonna leave the feather here to always remind us what to go back to. I recently got this new oracle deck, The Soul's Journey, and we're gonna open this up and find out what affirmation is right for you at the moment. Now, as a piece of your healing, I suggest that you repeat this affirmation frequently as Spirit is trying to get it across to you. Worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Repeat that to yourself. You definitely deserve to be, I feel like you will get to a place in your life eventually where you are anxiety free. You've learned to trust the universe. You've learned to let things come and let things go. But at the moment right now, currently, you are not in that space. And worry is something that you may be doing frequently, but you may be doing it without even knowing that you are worrying or that you are anxious. And ways that this may manifest for you is pain in your feet, pain in your stomach, headaches. You can't figure out why. You think that you may be dehydrated, and maybe you are. You may feel like there is an underlying disease and you can't seem to find that disease when you go to the doctor's office. Your pain, your worry, your anxiety is finding its way to manifest physically in your life through an illness, through pain. So please, if you are feeling that way, if you are feeling anxious and you know it, or you are feeling pain and you don't know why, please say this to yourself a couple times a day in the mirror. Set up a ritual and allow yourself to begin healing. When pain is shoved so far back into our heart and not allowed to be expressed, it will manifest in physical ailments. So remember that when you're not feeling well, that you really could be going through so much stress and you're just not letting yourself feel it. And maybe you're saying, there's nothing for me to be stressed out about right now. Well, what happened in your childhood? What happened in your teen years? Where is the trauma? And is it really resolved? Are you letting yourself, are you letting your shadow express itself? Or are you burying? Okay, so now we're going to go from the Crystal Wisdom Oracle deck and find another affirmation that you should be repeating to yourself. Also, what this is going to bring to us is a stone that you should buy, that you should invest in to help you heal. Here we go. So this is the back of the card. I couldn't even guess what crystal this is yet. Malachite, healing. I am a healing machine manifesting miracles. Beautiful. So please repeat that to yourself. Please buy this stone if it is affordable, if you can find it. Malachite is a healing stone. And what Spirit is now bringing up to the table is you being able to manifest the life of your dreams. Now, the life of your dreams may entail you being pain-free, or you getting a job of your dreams, making a certain amount of money and feeling secure. Whatever it is that you are manifesting, this worry, this doubt, this anxiety is finding itself deep within you, going in different places, and it's not actually gone, which interrupts your manifesting. So please, I beg of you, take some time to find out where this worry is. Now, I'm going to get some cards from the Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck, and it's going to kind of just give us some clarity on the two cards that we received here in the beginning and on this feather. Strengthening bonds, coming together, challenging times. Move. Okay. So what I'm seeing is that you may be coming more closely intertwined with a partner, a business partner, romantic partner, a family member, a roommate, a friendship, an internship relationship between, boss and intern. Whatever it is, they're asking you to move forward with an offer that will be brought to you. This bond should be strengthened, and even if you feel like you can't fully trust this person, you are meant to start to go down this route in life. Challenging times will always happen, and you may be coming out of a period of really challenging times, or actually, sadly, stepping into them. But when we heal this anxiety, when we heal this worry, it makes these challenging times so much easier. It's time to move forward with your life and with new opportunities. You may be manifesting no pain. You may be manifesting money, a career, a life partner. They're telling you that what you're manifesting is coming in a more secretive way. So take the opportunities that are opening themselves in front of you, because things can't always work out exactly how you plan them. Because when that happens, you set yourself up for failure. We don't know it all. Spirit does. And they're divinely guiding you to the best version of whatever you want. So make sure you are really, really being open to all of the opportunities in front of you. This call to move may not only be to just accept a new offer, but to physically move. And that could be really challenging for you. That could be really, really difficult for you. But Spirit is saying that it is time. It is time to go. Strengthening bonds. Allow yourself to love. Allow yourself to operate from the heart chakra. Do some meditations where you're healing the heart chakra, which allows you to speak and be from the heart chakra. That is what you need at this time. Thank you, pile number one. I feel like this is all that I have for you today. I really appreciate you coming to my channel. Please leave a comment, a like, a subscribe, if you like this video and if you have any ideas for future videos, please make sure you send that to me too. Thank you so much, pile number 1. Hello, pile number 2. You chose the duck feather. So what this is telling me about you is that you are actually, okay, I'm getting this from Spirit. This is not what I was thinking of originally, but you are a bit stubborn. And this is telling me that you are very stern in your beliefs. This is a really hard to, I couldn't break this if I really wanted to, maybe up here, but it is very, very strong-willed. It knows what it wants. It's so strong. The color white represents purity and protection. Something that you should be focusing on in your life is receiving protection from the other side, creating a ritual in your spiritual practice, in your everyday life where you are protected from negative energy, negative emotion, and negative entities. Those things are infiltrating your aura, your energy, in your life right now. So be strong like this duck feather and create something where you will be protected. And that might mean to sage your home, which neutralizes energy. And then after you sage, to light an incense like myrrh or frankincense or patchouli, or burn the Palo Santo sticks. And there's a number of options. But essentially, after you sage, which neutralizes the energy, fill it up with something of love, light, and creativity. That is what you need. That protects you from all other things that are coming in to disrupt you. You have given yourself a barrier. Also, when you are connecting with Spirit, if you are, make sure that you are purposely intending a message where you're saying, I would like to invoke Archangel Michael. I would like to invoke light and love beings only. Be very clear, because this sets you up for some really scary experiences if you do not. And this may be a warning, or you may be asking yourself why it happened to you. So that is your answer. Okay, so even if none of that really applied to you, let's get into this next step and see if anything applies to you here. The Soul's Journey Oracle deck is what I'm going to be using to give you an affirmation that you should be using frequently. All right, Spirit. Oh, I guess it was just this one. Balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do without judgment. Spirit, the universe, whatever you believe in, is calling upon you right now, and sorry, my computer, and is asking you to find balance. That you are really swinging one way right now in either your political beliefs or your spiritual protection. You're either have none of it or you have too much of it, and whatever it is, it's blocking you from what you really need. And there's so many different subjects that this could be pointing to, but essentially you are unbalanced and swinging far too one way. Okay, so please, multiple times a day, repeat to yourself, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Spirit is really asking you to change your mindset and to bring balance into your life by speaking it into existence. Next, we're going to be using the Crystal Wisdom Oracle deck, which is another affirmation that I believe that you should repeat because Spirit's going to bring it down here. Also, it's going to point to a stone or a crystal that I believe you should invest in if you can. This is the back. Libyan Gold Tektite. Manifestation. I manifest positive outcomes. So, Spirit is saying that you may be trying to manifest something. You may be trying to bring something into your life, whether it be career, love, better finances, whatever it is. You are looking for something more. They're saying that you being out of balance, that your chakras not being aligned, that your thoughts are so swinging one way that you are not allowing yourself to manifest this. this brings healing to you. Physical, emotional, mental healing. Sorry, I just felt so drawn to these cards that I just picked them up. But essentially, these are the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins Oracle cards. And we're going to be picking a couple of these. Music for manifesting. Father healing. Tranquility. Great. So our initial question to Spirit today was, what does pile number 2 need to do for healing? What I'm being drawn to first and foremost is that you have some deeply rooted issues with men. Whether it may be that in your childhood it was your father, or it was your uncle, or it was an adoptive or foster parent, or it could even have been a boyfriend, a lover, that damaged you. Father healing is not necessarily does this person have to be a man, but who they represented in your life was a stern, masculine energy. And you deserve some healing around this energy. How do you do that? Repeat these affirmations to yourself. Allow yourself to manifest better things. That voice in your head needs to leave. And you need to find that negative voice in your head, needs to leave. And you are being called to find balance in your life. If this is angering to you, saddening to you, release that pain. You haven't truly released it yet. And you may feel like, oh, I don't think about this person. I don't feel sad about this person. There's this one quote where it's like, I'm trying to remember it, but it pretty much says that there was a cry for help in childhood that was never released. And when that cry for help was never released, it sits within you for the rest of your life, unless you find a way to release it. And maybe music might do that for you. Maybe poetry, writing, tarot cards, any type of art will help you not only manifest positive outcomes, will not only help you manifest balance, but will help you manifest healing with your father, with your masculine figure here. You are looking for peace and tranquility in a crazy world, in a crazy time. It is okay to take a few days off of social media. It is okay to take some time off from seeing your family. Whatever you need to do, or friends even, you need to sit in that bath. You need to have a self-care day. You really, really need to take care of yourself and let yourself express emotions that were not allowed to be felt in childhood, teenage, or early 20 years. You are allowed to express them now because you are an adult who is looking for healing. You might not be an adult, but it just feels like you've reached a certain sense of maturity where you are now being called to heal. Okay, pile number 2, it was great talking to you today. Please leave a like, subscribe, or comment. The comment does help if you suggest to me anything that you would like to see in the future. Thank you so much and have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You chose this duck feather. Now, this is a feather that helps the other feathers essentially soak up moisture and make them a little bit more fluffy and soft. So this feather is typically on top of this feather. Okay, now that we got some background on the feather, what I want you to know about it is that Spirit is asking you to be vulnerable. Spirit is asking you to be soft. Spirit is asking you to soak up all of the positive energy that you can and release the negative. that you are protected by the universe divinely and always, and that you are allowed to be soft and vulnerable because you will always, always, always be loved, protected, and divinely guided. So that's a beautiful message. First, I'm going to get an oracle card from the Soul's Journey lesson cards. And what this is going to point you in the direction of is an affirmation that you should be repeating to yourself multiple times a day. And the reason for that is because it's going to help you heal. So let's get into this. Adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So yes, there needs to be a sense, a little bit of vulnerability when you are dealing with challenges. Because in order for you to learn from that challenge, you need to be willing to be emotional and tap in to a deeper side of yourself that can really understand the lesson within the challenge you've been handed. I hope that makes sense, but I don't feel like there's much more I can say on that. So please repeat to yourself daily. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Our next card is going to be from the deck Crystal Wisdom. Crystal Wisdom. What I suggest to you is, if you can afford the crystal that is going to be written on here, to please invest in that crystal and to also use the affirmation on this card daily as well. Here's the picture. Solicite, peace. I am an instrument of peace. Spirit is asking you to walk through the challenges that you have been handed in this life peacefully, to allow yourself to be able to garner the lessons from the things that you have been through. That takes you being in a sense of peace. You don't have to stress about every little thing, and you don't have to hate the world and hate yourself because of the things that you've been through. Repeat to yourself, I am an instrument of peace. You may have faced adversity in your life, adversity meaning racism or systemic issues like class, poverty, race. And what Spirit is asking you to do is to stay strong in your in your solidarity and in your being, and know that even though it is not fair that this has happened and that this life has turned out the way that it has, that you are strong enough to create new ideas and new foundations for the future generations. I'm sorry, this feels full of pain and full of confusion, and I wish there was a better thing for me to say here, but I do know that Spirit is calling upon you to find peace, joy, and stability within yourself and not the outside world. You can't trust the system, and it is okay that you are in such a difficult emotional place right now, because it feels like the entire world, and this is even true, I'm not saying that it just feels this way, it is this way, that the world is out to get you, that the world was made against you. I'm sorry for that. Let's see what else we can pull on this. What I'm hearing is joy, to allow yourself to find joy. That is a huge piece of resistance. Perfect. So now Spirit is saying healing begins when you love and you lead. So for you, finding joy, finding love, finding peace allows you to resist the system that is trying to take you down. That you deserve to be a leader in your community, no matter which it is, and you deserve to lead others to healing through the heart. You may be a person who is actually a scholar, or somebody who is a teacher, and one of your main one of your main interests is race relations and class relations and the system, or you may be a person who is directly affected by the system, and you may have gone to prison, you may be poor, you may be of African descending, you may be Black, you may be Latin American, I mean, anybody who is not white in this society is, and I live in America, could have a very, very difficult life here. And that also goes for anybody affected by class, anybody affected by men, men being just the horrible, a horrible domestic violence situation, anything, any adversity, any challenge that not everybody has to face based on their gender, their race, their class. Anyways, they're saying that the healing begins when you allow yourself to love. That is a huge act of resistance. And when you allow yourself to lead others to love, you deserve to feel at balance. You deserve to feel at peace, and you deserve to love and feel joy. That's all I have for you, pile number 2. If you would like to talk to me, you can send me a message, you can leave me a comment. And if you have any ideas for future videos, please let me know. Hello, pile number 4. So you chose this very beautiful peacock feather. What this multicolor is telling me is that you are a multifaceted being. You are someone who is interested in so many different things, that you are just full of life, really. And even if you don't feel that way, Spirit is letting you know that you have the potential, you have the ability to harness so much knowledge and so much passion and life. Now, this is a young peacock that had shed this feather. This feather should actually have the eye on it that you would normally see with a peacock feather, but because the peacock is so young, it's not fully developed, which is telling me about you, that you are in the process of developing your true self and your best life. So let's see what Spirit has for you for healing. So first, I'm going to be pulling from the Soul's Journey lesson card deck, and essentially what we're going to be finding in here is an affirmation that you should use frequently, daily, at the least, and will help you with healing. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So you may be struggling with following your intuition at the moment. You may be starting a spiritual journey, a spiritual quest path, where you are being asked to rely on your inner voice and your inner knowing, and you can't really figure out how to do that exactly. You may also be at a point where you're in a new relationship, or you're in a relationship that is just kind of ascended into another level, and you're being asked to trust that person. You're being asked to forgive them. You're being asked to try again, essentially. So whatever situation it is for you, that's what this affirmation will help you garner. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. The person, if they were harmful, you wouldn't be led down this path. And if your inner voice wasn't strong and all-knowing and full of wisdom, Spirit wouldn't be asking you to use it. So make sure that you do. So next we're going to be pulling from the Crystal Wisdom deck. And essentially what I want you to do is I'm going to be pulling a card here. And I want you to buy the crystal if you can. And also repeat this affirmation multiple times a day. That will be coming on this card. I think that was wrong. Let me try again. Here we go. Crystal? These cards are new to me. Power animal. My power animal supports guides, and loves me throughout my life. So what Spirit is asking you to do is to repeat this affirmation every day and harness the inner spirit animal, spirit guides that are guiding you to your intuition, to your best life, and to spirit. They are asking you to embody your spirit guides, your spirit animals, all of the things that make up your life in the other side, to embody the energies of them so you can feel more powerful and more assertive in your life. Tranquility. Oh, that's wrong again. So if you've been feeling like you can't trust your intuition, I think that's why I'm doing that with the cards. I keep picking the wrong ones because you are not just letting yourself trust yourself, and it's showing you what you are physically doing. And what you're physically doing is what I've been doing, which I never usually do, which is take back a card. Trust yourself the first time around. Yes. So that's confirmation for Spirit if you were asking a question or if you were feeling unsure, but this is confirmation that yes, you need to follow your intuition, that you need to allow yourself to just be. Consult an expert. Maybe it's time to learn from somebody. If you are someone who's on the spiritual quest, maybe it's time to learn from somebody who's been doing this work for a very long time. And if you are someone who is on the relationship side of this reading, maybe it's time to consult somebody who is a professional in relationships to help guide you towards healing. Find balance. Nurture your gifts. You are a being of light and love. You are someone who is very, very hard to find unique. You live this life with purpose. You live this life with love. You are loyal. You are strong. You are an intense person. You need to nurture these qualities about yourself because you were given them for a reason. You also need to find balance by going to a chakra healing session, by going to an expert face to face if you are able to do so. I know the times are difficult. And really, really learn from them. See their practice. See how they protect themselves. See what cards they use. Do some research. That will help you find balance because you're swinging so hard one way, which is the way of confusion and the way of not knowing, that you need to go the other way and live in a place of just trust, because when you trust yourself, it's full of balance because you are trusting yourself that something is wrong and you are trusting yourself when something is right. It's right there. It's balanced. Nurture your gifts. Nurture your loved one. Nurture your partner by going to therapy, by finding an expert. All right, guys, that's really all that I have today. So if you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And if you have any ideas for future videos, please let me know. Thank you so much. Bye.